Welcome back to the reading vlogs. It is Tuesday already. I just didn't get around to checking in with you yesterday. I also didn't get around to reading a whole bunch yesterday because I did like an impromptu phone call with my friend, and we did some planning because I will visit her for her birthday this year. Finally, we haven't seen each other in like a whole year, maybe a year and a half already. So it is time. So yeah, I had a lot to do yesterday after work and planning a birthday present and ordering stuff, and yeah, I'm gonna hand make her a present. Hopefully she will like it. Hopefully it will turn out fine. I'm scared. It's the first time that I'm hand making somebody a present, and yeah, we'll see how scary that will be. But yeah, that was kind of yesterday. I just didn't really have much time to do anything else yesterday. Today I did actually start reading. I started with Michael Crichton's Jurassic Parc, and also over the weekend I finished the Sword of Shannara. So the Sword of Shannara, I gave it 3.5 stars. I liked it. I didn't love it. I think it kind of misses this like special spark to really stand out, but I felt like it was a pretty solid fantasy. I mean, yeah, it is really, like, it is adjacent to The Lord of the Rings. You can see the inspiration behind it, but I still think it's like a solid classic fantasy when it comes to that. And I did really enjoy like the themes. It is a pretty slow fantasy, so you have to like that to, I think, enjoy the book, and you have to kind of ignore the whole Lord of the Rings inspired topic because people seem to lose their mind over that in like the ratings on Goodreads. It's a really weird phenomenon. But yeah, I actually liked it. I enjoyed it. I gave it 3.5 stars. It was like slightly under 4. So I'm gonna say 3.5 to keep it like at least somewhat even. I would actually recommend it. We'll see how it continues once I start the second part in the trilogy. Because obviously that can make it go either way, but yeah, all in all, I think it was a fine book. This is a reread. I have read Jurassic Park before, but like I watched the movie a couple of weeks ago now, and I was really in the mood to reread this, just also to have a comparison, because I felt like watching the movie, I was like, I remember so much different from the book, and yeah, the book is pretty different. The people are in the book, like the movie is obviously like taking the same people and giving it like a rough same story. But the book starts with a lot of incidents of children getting bitten by lizards, or what the people think are lizards, and we get the whole shebang of like finding out what bit the kids and making doing research what could have bitten the kids, and doing lab work on like the saliva of the animal and stuff like that. And people are all like, yeah, it has to be a lizard. Like, what else could it be in Costa Rica? And then one woman being like, yeah, it's a dinosaur. Like, my kid watches dinosaur stuff, and like that looks like a dinosaur, and nobody really believing her. And so she then also calls Alan Grant, which is the guy that is in the film, also like one of the main guys, and is like, yeah, I have an X-ray of like a dinosaur, you have to look at it. And he's like, where would you have it from? That can't be. And she sends it to him, and he's like, yeah, that is a dinosaur. So that is kind of the point where I'm at right now. Also, you do get in the book pretty early on the problems with John Hammond and InGen, because we have a lawyer who drives out to Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler. And he's like, yeah, we're having an investigation into John Hammond and InGen, and these are the problems. What can you tell me about your interactions with him? Which is obviously completely missing from the movie. And I think it's kind of interesting because obviously the book sets you up from the beginning that there are a lot of problems with InGen and John Hammond, and what they are doing might not be like lawful, and what is happening there. And we also get this inkling of like, okay, the dinosaurs are already like escaped, and we have a lot of problems with that as well. So the book gives you kind of a slightly different premise from the get-go than the movie does. So that is kind of interesting. But yeah, that is where I'm at right now. It's just 50 pages. Hopefully I will get around to do more reading tomorrow. But yeah, I'm not gonna like make myself, because I have another big project right now, and that is this. I took apart my Lego Harry Potter castle. I have the like 450 euro castle. I bought it. It was the first big Lego set I was able to buy myself, and I hate looking at it, to be honest. For me, the whole franchise is slightly ruined by the author. So every time I was walking by it, I was kind of a little bit annoyed. And so I found on Rebrickable, I found instructions from somebody to rebuild the castle into a university building. So that is what I'm currently doing. So I can just put up a university building, which the instructions look really nice. So hopefully it will look really good. But yeah, that is what I'm doing right now. And obviously it's like such a big set, and taking it apart took forever, and now searching for all of the pieces that I need, because obviously they're not sorted. So it is taking a lot of time. But I need it. I feel like I mentally need to do this. And so yeah, that's also what I've been doing, which is the reason I haven't read as much as I would normally have done. So yeah, that is where we're at. Hopefully tomorrow I can get more reading done. And yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit more about how different the book Jurassic Parc is to the movie, because I do enjoy both. Like I have like a lot of love for both, but I feel like if you haven't read the book, you're kind of missing out on the correct way to tell the story. Okay, so it is really late already. I didn't have a chance to check in with you before, so I'm just getting ready for bed. And I thought, you know what, let's quickly do a check-in. I am halfway through Jurassic Parc now, and we've now gotten to the point where we are a lot more even with the movie. I think what I like about the book, I love the movie, like no shade to the movie, but what I like about the book a lot more than the movie is that it is much more going into the ethical stuff, and the people are a lot more skeptical. Obviously the movie is like an action movie, and the novel, I would say, is much more encompassing all of the problems with like that come with the park, and everybody being a lot more critical, and you know, they all seem much more of the experts that they are, I would say, than in the movie. Especially Ian Malcolm. He has a lot like a bigger role with like his philosophy about the whole thing, I feel like, in the book. And yeah, that is something you have like a lot more of in here. And it is a really scientific book, like Michael Crichton always does. Like he brings science into it, which I really enjoy. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. They are, you know, they went on the tour, they have the children with them, they, just like you have in the movie, like it's pretty much, obviously it's not one-to-one, but like the general gist of the story like really comes together at this point when they are on the island. And yeah, it's super interesting. I really enjoy the book. So yeah, we'll see. They're currently like having the experience with the T-Rex. If you watch the movie or the book, you know where we're at. Like Grant is currently trying not to get eaten by a T-Rex. But yeah, what's also in here that I think the movie really glosses over is Grant and like I guess they all get the plans of the resort on the island and the building plans for the lodges and stuff, and when they get there they're like, oh, everything looks a little bit different than in the plans, because everything is much more secured by like fences and stuff. And so, you know, you all like that is what is missing in the film, I think, is that even the paleontologists are like, oh, something is like different, like there has to have happened something for this to be this different, you know, and that is what the book goes into as well. So yeah, we're at the T-Rex scene now. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun to read, a little bit less actiony than the movie actually is, but I still think it's a really great entertaining novel with a lot of like science and theories and ethical problems and moral dilemmas. Like it's all in the book. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the read. And yeah, I will go to bed now because it is late. But at least I did check in. I just finished Jurassic Park. It is a Thursday afternoon. I just had to finish it. It is such a good book. Like, it's a 5-star read for me, which I knew that because it's a reread, obviously. But I just think one thing that Michael Crichton is really good at is his characterizations. Like, even the characters that are assholes, that are quite obviously the bad guys, the morally grey ones, the good ones, the like on the fence ones, I feel like they all turn out so good. Like, you can hate a character, but it's not like unenjoyable hate. It's like the good kind of hate where you're like it's portrayed so fittingly that like you really are against the character or you're really annoyed at the character, but like it feels like really good in like context of the story. And I feel like that is really in there with these characters. Also like the characterization of John Hammond, for example, which like always goes from like, oh, he's just like, he has a goal and he's a little bit naive, to like he knows what he's doing, to like switching between the two and then getting his age into it and stuff like that. I feel like it's like such a good portrayal of like someone who might look outwardly like, you know, this old guy with dreams who's a little bit naive when what he's doing, when in reality like he knows the problems and he knows that it's not good and he knows that he's fucking up and he just doesn't care because of his goal, and his goal being like the one and only thing in his life. Like, I feel like it's like a really, really good portrayal of like a person like that. So yeah, I really did enjoy the rest of the story. I'm not gonna spoil you anymore. You should read the book. If you are into books like that, obviously. Like, as always, only read the book if you would enjoy the topic. But yeah, I love it. It's a 5-star again. I had so much fun reading this. Even like it gets a lot more, not scary, but like a lot more action-packed and brutal later on in the book. Like it starts pretty harmless and then it ramps up towards the end, which I personally really enjoy. And yeah, it has some really satisfying moments in the book, which, you know, if you know, you know. Some of the moments are really, really satisfying. But yeah, I just love the whole package. The more like sciencey things and philosophical stuff, and then just the action stuff and the characterizations. It's all brilliant in my opinion. Like, I can't tell you anything bad about the book. I'm gonna have to be honest. Like, one of my favorite books. I was so happy when I read it the first time. Like, it made me so happy. Let me look it up. When did I read it for the first time? Oh, it's already nearly 6 years ago that I read it. Because this is only my first reread of the book. So yeah, that is kind of astonishing. I would have thought it is already 6 years. My God. Time is like running, like really, really running away from me. I'm gonna have to be honest, but yeah, it's a brilliant book. I would really recommend reading it if you haven't yet. I feel like it's a slightly better version of the movie. Like, I love the movie, but like the book just like tops it. It gives like a slightly like better view of the whole topic, and obviously what Michael Crichton wanted to portray with the book, I feel like, is obviously a lot more clearer in the book than in the movie. But yeah, that was the really enjoyable start to the week. Well, it's now already like the middle of the week, but you know what I mean. Other than that, I have been doing a lot of Lego building, which the Lego pattern or instructions that I bought were really, really good. But it takes time to get through such a big build. And then I did want to give you an update on my knitting, because I do try to get as much knitting in it as I can, because starting next week, once my stuff comes, I will start doing the birthday present for my friend that I plan on doing. I don't know how long that will take me, which is why I'm starting now, even though her birthday is in April. But I'm afraid that it's gonna take way longer than I think it will. And so yeah, I'm trying to get as much of my sweater done as I can before Monday when my stuff comes. But I finished the first sleeve and I'm so in love with it. It looks so good. I absolutely love the pattern. Like, I'm hoping that it turns out really nicely once it's washed. I'm gonna be really sad if the puckering will not go away. But yeah, I love the first sleeve. And then I did also just finish the color work of the first color work of the second sleeve, and started with the black bit, like this black bit in between the two color works on the sleeve. But yeah, oh my god, I can't wait to be able to wear this sweater. I'm gonna have to be honest, like, this makes me so happy. And if it doesn't turn out great, because I was so inexperienced with the color work, I will definitely make a second one, but I'm hoping that it will turn out good still. I mean, you can see the difference even between this part and this part, because I learned so much in between those two. So yeah, I don't know if it will turn out, but we're just gonna hope. Also, it looks pretty good on the inside. Like, I feel like my floats look pretty even, so I'm really happy with that. So yeah, that is what I'm working on. I'm working on the Lego set. I'm doing pretty much, and I'm running on so little sleep. It's incredibly hard. We have a really, really dry apartment, which is good. We don't have a problem with mold, which a lot of people have, but it's so dry that I have a constant headache because of it, which makes sleeping really hard for me. So I wake up like at least like 3 or 4 times in the night, and so I don't get enough sleep at the moment, which isn't ideal, but can't really do anything, so I'm just hanging in there, to be honest. So yeah, that is kind of what's going on at the moment. I do think I know what book I will start next, which I'm slightly dreading, but it needs to be read, so you will see that in the next clip, because I will hopefully pick that up tomorrow, which is already Friday, so yeah, we'll see. So I didn't check in yesterday because I felt really stressed and I didn't read anything, so I just, I did a quiet day yesterday. So yeah, I didn't check in yesterday, but I did read quite a bit today at least. I started the next James Patterson book. I kind of want to have them done. So this is The Big Bad Wolf by James Patterson, which is a book in the Alex Cross series, in which Alex Cross has now transferred to the FBI, and this is his first case working the FBI, and the case is like pretty women and men getting abducted, and they think they are getting killed, but they might be getting trafficked. Sorry. And then there is a lot of personal drama with our main character, which I couldn't care less for. I'm gonna have to be honest. I do not care for his private life. It's just not interesting. I don't like the character, so it's not helping. He is like, his thoughts. Okay, sorry for the abrupt cut. My mom called, so I had a little chat with my mom. I have no idea where I was. Yeah, I don't care for the private life of him. I don't care for the character. The case is somewhat interesting. I don't like how his thoughts. Yeah, that is where I was. I don't like how in his thoughts he talks really down on people. Like, for example, they have one guy who they think it might be because he was convicted of a sexual assault, which he says was vindictive girlfriend. We don't know anything about the case. We just know that he's a suspect, and like the guy is like 300 pounds or something, is what the book says, and the main character is like, oh, he's a whale, something like stuff like that, which makes, for me personally, makes a person really, really unlikable. So now I like the main character even less. It's not helping his case. But yeah, it's so far, it's a fine thriller. Our main character has a lot of insecurities with switching to the FBI and not being kept in the loop and stuff like that. It's a little bit grating, I feel like, but it is a fitting motive for the character. So I feel like it fits. I just don't like it, but it fits for the character so far. So yeah, I'm 140 pages through. It is a quick read. That is what I have to give James Patterson. Like, they read really fluently and quickly. They have a good flow. As far as like the ones I've read so far, even like I haven't read them all, obviously. This is, I think, part 9, and I have read like what, 4 or 5 maybe from this series. So yeah, the only annoying thing is that we also get the bad guys. They have like this group chat, and the main one is called Wolf, hence the name of the book. And so we obviously get like their plans and their code names and stuff like that. Like we always get with James Patterson, you always get the perspective of the bad guy. And they are like a group of people who abduct these women in broad daylight. So yeah, and also one thing I'm slightly afraid of is the Beck says that our main character goes on his own because he feels like the FBI isn't doing enough. It's giving you direct conflict with the FBI. So yeah, he might go back to not being an FBI agent in the next book. Who knows? It seems to be a relatively conflict-filled book. But yeah, it's fine. It's what I expected, so far that's fine. What have I done otherwise? I did some knitting, not as much as I wanted to, but that's because I feel stressed. But yeah, I'm with the second color work of the sleeve now. I'm still really happy with how it's looking. I need to continue with this, but I have so much on my mind at the moment. So many projects I want to do, and I now have all of the things I needed to do the gift for my friend, which I need to start. I am slightly worried about that. I realize I have a lot of anxiety around giving gifts that are handmade and feeling like, I'm not good enough, or the person might not like it, and it's, my partner tried talking me through it already, but it's definitely something I have a lot of anxiety around, so I need to push through. But the room is a mess. My head is a mess. Yeah, I kind of need to get everything together, get myself together this weekend. So hopefully starting next week, I can go into it a little bit more calmly. So yeah, that is what I will be doing. I will do a really good clean of this room today and tomorrow. And then hopefully I can get into the next week more calmly, more organized, tackling all of the projects in like a good organized manner. I need that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this week's video and this week's vlog. A little bit chaotic, a lot of good reading. I mean, Jurassic Parc is just chef's kiss. I love that book so much. So we had a lot of good reading this week, which is why I chose this one, because after a good book it's fine, and I know after that one I will probably read another good book, at least if my plan goes according to my own plans. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's reading vlog. If you want to share what you've read this week, do so in the comments below. Maybe leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, thank you for being here, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.